work recovering all those materials for Dr. Kane. Heard the facility was crawling with locals and mutants.
Your timing is impeccable, Captain. Watch. Power of the enclave, we will reclaim what is rightfully ours. We have a full complement of troops. Dr. Kane is making strides in her research, and Senator Matthews has gotten his high command's full backing. We have everything we need to mobilize into the Commonwealth, and plans are being drawn up as we speak. No mutants, Brotherhood of Steel, or this Institute will stand in the way of our work.
What's our next move?
Seeing as the Senator has just arrived, we're holding a briefing session. You should join us. It would be good for him to meet one of our most promising officers. I almost forgot. The technicians have repaired the last of the executive bedrooms. It's yours. I trust you'll find it has everything you need.
And with the vertibirds here, you should know you are authorized to use them. Speak to Lieutenant Fitzpatrick to make the necessary arrangements.
Now, let's go speak to the Senator.
Landing pads are in motion. Stand clear. Repeat. Stand clear of the landing pad.
America's ours by right.
Support is en route. ETA 10 minutes.
Ah, welcome. Please take a seat. Let's wait for everyone before we begin. Good morning, everyone. Is Dr. Kane not joining us?
She's currently occupied with an autopsy. I'm sure she'll join us later.
Ah, I see. Let's get started then. After speaking with the good general over the past few weeks, I'm pleased to finally make all your acquaintances. I'm sure you all have questions about myself, the state of the Enclave as a whole, and about our next steps. Now, do understand that in the interests of national security, I can only say so much. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I am Henry Matthews, Senator representing the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I was elected by your peers to this prestigious position after the untimely death of Senator Clark at this very base. I've been sent here at the President's behest to oversee your progress and to ensure the Commonwealth is brought back into the fold. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. Who is the president? I sorta lost track after eating.
Given recent events, the President's identity is classified. It's kept on a need-to-know basis. And, my good man, you most certainly do not need to know. Nothing personal, you understand?
Where is High Command?
Sheesh.
Do we still have a central headquarters?
Well, I'm pleased to inform you that one of the Joint Chiefs is actually right here with you. General Ward was recently appointed chairman.
An honor, truly.
I'm sure it is. As for the location of High Command, what I will say is we have shifted to more of a distributed structure. That being said, our largest active facility is Mount Weather. Most of the personnel I brought with me was stationed there. How about you? Lieutenant, was it? Any questions from you?
He was just promoted to captain, actually.
A far more appropriate rank from what I've heard. So, any...
Forgive the intrusion, gentlemen. I have made a troublesome discovery.
What seems to be the problem, Doctor?
This autopsy, I was certain I would find a way to identify they were a synth. However, I was mistaken. If I didn't know any better, I'd have thought this was simply a vault dweller. It was only once I began the brain biopsy that it became clear it was a synth. There was a circuitry, a lot of it, embedded deep within the brain tissue. Central to it, in fact. It's the only telltale sign I could find. These Institute synths, I heard they were lifelike, but seeing one in person, it's both incredible and harrowing.
It's like I told you. There's no way of telling a synth apart from a human unless you kill it. That's why people fear the Institute.
Yes, Colonel, you made your point.
The Institute has been on our radar for a long time now. Our agents have looked into numerous Institute-related incidents in the past, but have never been able to pinpoint the Institute's location itself. With how little we know of them, they could very well be our biggest threat. I'll come back to this in a moment. Now that we have you, Dr. Kane, how has work on the FEV been going?
I've made some promising adjustments to the genetic markers it targets, but truthfully, progress is slow. We're struggling with the lab's power supply. There isn't enough to keep the FEV compound stable for more than a few seconds at a time. We can only run tests for a handful of seconds at a time, and only every few hours. Unless we have more power.
Myers, is there anything you can do about that?
Well, we could always shut down the factory, like we did last time.
That's not an option.
Agreed.
Only other option is to upgrade the reactors, which is easier said than done. Leave it with me. I'll think of something.
That's your priority now, Myers. See it done.
Good. So, to summarize our priorities, Chief Engineer Myers, get us more power. Dr. Kane, you keep working on the FEV. This comes directly from the President. Everyone else, it's about time we find a way into the Institute. We must know what we're dealing with once and for all. And I insist the Captain spearhead this mission. They look like the type to get things done. Before I forget, Captain, I brought an exceptional doctor with me. You should have your medical with him in the first instance. Make sure you're at your best and all that. Now, I'll leave you to cross the T's and dot the I's. I will be in my office should anyone need me.
A word outside, Captain?
be brief. I'm quite busy.
How are things going?
As a matter of fact, excellent. I'm on the cusp of getting my state back, and my pioneering of this operation has elevated my standing to great heights. You know, it's thanks to me all these soldiers are here now. Cowards, the lot of them.
Never mind, actually.
Now, where was I?
Mark my words. We're getting the Harper back. It's full of supplies.
Ma'am,
I don't like him, but he's right. I guess we'd better get to work. Got any leads for getting into the Institute?
I'll get on it.
Good luck, and stay safe.
Oil rig's looking great. Hard to believe it was left to rot for a decade.
Sir?
There. Finally.
A pleasure, sir.
Institute's known for replacing people with their sense. Hope that doesn't happen.
Hey there.
Captain, hello.
Doctor.
A moment of your time, please. Despite all the test subjects, I appear to find myself in an awkward situation. You see, there's only so much blood you can draw while still maintaining the integrity of said subjects. If you happen to encounter any particularly interesting creatures during your travels, would you mind taking a blood sample for me?
Didn't plan on getting killed for science anytime soon.
I wouldn't expect you to. I'm assuming you plan to venture into the wasteland again. This is simply if you happen to find an interesting creature. For each sample you bring me, I'll pay you in those bottle caps everyone seems to be using these days.
What is it you're working on?
Now that the labs are somewhat coming together, there's still much to do, though.
Never mind, actually.
We'll talk later, then.
With the oil rigs factory running again, we'll have the best gear in the Commonwealth.
Brotherhood of Steel's in the region. This time, we'll be ready. Careful around the railings. It's a long way down. Head to the training area if you're looking for some target practice.
We're the only ones that can save our country.
I have time for idle chit-chat?
There's a real buzz around here these days.
Oh, welcome. welcome to... What? Where are you going? We haven't finished yet.
Doctor.
Oh, welcome to my clinic. Let me just check my notes here. Ah, Captain. You must be here for your medical. No time like the present. Shall we get started?
Let's get started.
Wonderful. Let me just grab my pen. I'm just going to ask you a few straightforward questions, and I'd like you to answer them to the best of your ability. What age group do you fall under?
That's right.
Let me just note that down. Have you ever suffered from sustained exposure to radiation?
I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll run some tests after we're done. Better safe than sorry, you see. Are you suffering from any long-term illnesses that I should be aware of?
Never been seriously sick in my life.
Wonderful. A fit and healthy soldier is the perfect role model for our troops. All that's left is for me to take a blood sample, and we'll be done. Just a moment. And we're done. Thank you for your time. Now, was there anything else I could help you with?
Got bogged down in a shootout with some super mutants in downtown.
Not now.
I'll be right here if you need me.
On for hours.
Come on, shape up. You knew what you signed up for.
It might be a little cramped, but it's the safest place in the world.
So, how many fields
Negative.
have you put
No
in
additional
ground?
support is available at
Hell
this
if I
time.
know. Those freaks drop like flies.
If you're wounded, go see Dr. Douglas over in the med bay.
Squad Echo, please proceed to Squad Beta's last known position and provide a sit rep.
We'll destroy the Brotherhood. You can count on that.
There's a real buzz around here these days. If you're
Our full
wounded,
force
go
has
see
been
Dr.
deployed here.
Douglas over
Let's
in
make
the
it
med
count.
bay.
Extraction team en route. ETA 15 minutes. Stand by. Squad Omega, be advised multiple hostiles have been sighted in your area. Proceed with caution.
General Ward's a brilliant man. He'll lead victory.
Whatever the Institute is planning with their sin.
Have you ever fired a minigun? Chews through barrels like paper.
Any luck building the platform yet?
Yes. I'm ready to build the rest of it.
Good. Let's move on then. Here's a list of everything we'll need. Now, I know some of that might as well be in Greek, so I'll be around if you have any questions.
Looks good, Ingram. I'll get to work right away.
I wish I had your confidence. Oh, one last thing before I forget. It's important that all the components are wired together so all the pieces are on a single grid. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. If you need any help, I'll be over at the build site making some adjustments and calculations. I'd wish you good luck, Knight, but I think we're both going to need it.
Sir.
Remarkable work, Knight. The signal interceptor appears to be complete. Are you ready to put it to the test?
Absolutely. Ready to go.
Your confidence is an inspiration to us all. That being said, this is the first time we've attempted to directly adapt Institute technology. When we throw that switch, we don't know exactly what's gonna happen. God willing, you'll end up inside the Institute, and the mission can continue.
Nothing's gonna stop me when I'm so close to the answers I'm looking for.
Eager to get inside, huh? Good. Now, I want you to listen very carefully. Once you've entered the Institute, about 10 years ago, during this process...
That's fortunate.
Yes. Securing useful... That said, after some time, she developed it... We're fairly certain.
I'm surprised that the Brotherhood let her go.
Had I been in command, your mission is simple. Once you're inside, if you find out that she's still alive, there's a special project we're working.
Right. What's this project that needs her attention?
Dr. Lee previously worked on a potent weapon for the Brotherhood of Steel. We'd like her to continue where she left off. That's all I can tell you. Listen to me, Knight. I'm well... Just keep your mind on the mission. Good luck.
I've checked and rechecked everything. I think the signal interceptor's ready to go. Are you?
Let's do this.
All right. Head up onto the platform and we'll see if I... You wanted to get into the Institute, right? Well, what are you waiting for? Let's see. Relays dialed in. Beam emitters warmed up. Everything looks green. Let me start scanning for the signal. Cross your fingers. I'm inputting the code now. Wow, there's a heck of a lot of interference and ghosting. It's gonna take a minute or two to lock in. By the way, this little trip you're taking is a heck of an opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. I put a clever little program on this holotape that'll scan their network and download anything it finds. If you place it in any terminal down there, it'll do the rest. Bring it back to me and I'll see if I can make sense of whatever it found. Well, well, looks like we have a winner. RF wave capture complete. Ramping the emitter. 60%, 80%. Emitter spiking but steady. All that's left is to throw the transmit switch. Transmitting in 3, 2,
I'm holding you personally responsible.
Stay safe, soldier.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Oh my god. It's really you.
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What?
Yes, it's me, your dad. I'm here, Sean.
What's going on? Father? Father!
What do you want me to do, Sean? What can I do?
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Damn it. Sean, open the door!
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to... Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923. Recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responsive. He's a prototype, you understand. Please try.
Give me Sean. The real Sean. Right now!
I know. I know. You've gone to such lengths to find him.
Just... help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far,
and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been... It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am your son.
It's really you. After all this time.
Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
It wasn't right, what they did. Taking you from me like that.
To you, that would certainly seem true. But to the Institute, it made all the sense in the world. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking. Yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. But then the Institute found... I was exactly what... I am their father.
Sean.
It really is. I know you must...
So you're in charge?
I am the...
They're scared of you, Sean.
People are ultimately... Just... What else can I say?
I think I've heard enough for...
Very well. The Institute is on the verge of some... I've been a part of... And now...
Yes, that's what I want.
I know. I know you've been through some. Forgive me. I'd assume that after everything I'm sure you've seen above ground, you would be more than a bit biased against us. There is much to be done. You'll need time to acclimate yourself, a chance to become acquainted with our procedures.
I'll do whatever it takes. It's worth it.
I am glad to hear that. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. You want to introduce yourself. And finally, Doctor...
Enough.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me.
You're here. Glad you made it.
Bet it's pretty boring down here compared to up there.
True Food Supplement 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one. Can't we keep it a little longer?
I will be happy to forward your request to the Bioscience Division. The commissary is always open. Would you like some processed sustenance packets?
Let's see what you have.
I want Supplement 77.
I am sorry, sir, but that supplement is no longer available.
Useless machine.
We're all looking forward to working with you.
Citizens of the Commonwealth, this is General Ward of the Enclave. I'm speaking to you now to assure all the good people of our country that we are
What is she even testing?
Nothing.
and
At
we
this
are
point,
working
she's just doing it
tirelessly
for
to
fun.
restore our once great nation to its former glory. This is General Ward, signing off.
Dr. Lee.
Oh, it's you. You're not authorized to be here.
Actually, I was looking for you.
Me? Why?
I've been sent by the Brotherhood of Steel.
Where are you going? I thought you wanted to talk.
Doctor.
Oh, it's you. You're not authorized to be here.
Actually, I was looking for you.
Me? Why?
I've been sent by the Brotherhood of Steel to find you.
You don't beat around the bush, I'll give you that. I knew it was just a matter of time before your people would track me down. I've been looking over my shoulder for almost a decade, waiting for them to send someone like you to kill me.
I'm only here with good intentions. You have my word.
You're giving me your word, even though we just met? Fine. Since Father trusts you, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I might not agree with everything he Say what you came here to say, and then leave me alone.
Are you happy here?
You'd think being surrounded by cutting-edge laboratory equipment and some of the greatest minds the world's ever known would be enough. Only problem is the lack of transparency. I don't think we get the full story on everything that occurs down here. What does that have to do with why we're talking? Needs mine. They seemed to have everything under control when I left.
The Brotherhood valued your presence, and we'd like you to come back.
Well, how sweet of them. Tell me something. Why would I possibly want to come crawling back to the Brother? What reason would I have to throw away everything I've accomplished here?
Father trusts me, and so should you.
He trusts you because you're family. I'm not. I can't just take your word for it. I need more than that.
The Brotherhood has always been straight with you.
I am getting a bit tired of all the secrets around here. Sometimes I feel like Father isn't being straight with me. Like there are things I'm not supposed to know about. I don't like that. But still, how can I turn my back on all of this?
Your work could be instrumental in freeing the Commonwealth.
You really know how to push my buttons, don't you? You know, I never understood why the Institute was so damn selfish. All those innocent people up there. Yet we hide down here, and it's not right. I'll make my way back to the Brotherhood. Tell whoever sent you that they've just regained the services of Dr. Madison Lee. Now, for the sake of keeping up appearances, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours.
Dr. Lee.
I'll be along soon. Just tell whoever sent you to prepare for my arrival.
Here we go again.
We're not violating any protocols. We're well within approved operating parameters. I checked.
This is going to set us back by days, maybe more. Good to see you.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Mankind redefined. It's catchy, isn't it?
guys can't do.
With hard work, I'm
I'm not sure how well I'll...
great in it.
Sure. You mentioned medical care. I might need that from time to time.
In that case, he's our top... Dr. Vol, you won't...
Dr. Holdren.
Good to see you again. Did you need...
Quartermaster Barrett's got the best gear in the Commonwealth.
Morgan, I've heard your concerns. I assure you I will take them on board. Get out.
Whatever the Institute is planning with their synths, it can't be good.
Sir.
Captain, our agents report that you have gained access to the Institute and acquired a holotape filled with valuable data. I'm left questioning your loyalty. I'm giving you a chance to prove me wrong. First, I want you to get that holotape to Myers ASAP. I also have orders for you to carry out within the Institute. I want a list with the names, titles, and occupations of every key person in there. Secondly, I want you to keep your eyes open for anything that might help us with the oil rig's power issues, schematics, leads, and so on. Lastly, do not, under any circumstances, raise the alarm. We do not want to make enemies of them, at least not yet. Questions?
How do I infiltrate them?
Right now, all I'm looking for is a clear picture of who leads what. If you can, simply talk to personnel that appear to be in charge. Then return that information to me. If any suspicions are raised, then the mission will be a failure. Try to keep things from escalating.
Not right now.
Keep your eyes on the prize and return to me with your findings. One last thing. Track down that Vanessa and get rid of her. Her existence spits on the memory of my daughter.